Alice from the Baby Sleep Trainer here. Today we are going to talk about the 4-month sleep regression. What is it? What does it look like? And most importantly, how do we fix it? How do we address it? So sometime around the 15th or 16th week of your baby's life, counting from their due date, you will notice that there is a bit of a disruption in your child's sleep. Now, I want to be really clear from the beginning that some babies go through the 4-month sleep regression and their parents don't really notice it, probably because the baby is kind of on the easier going side of the spectrum. Likewise, there are going to be other babies where it is extremely obvious that they are having some sort of disruption in their sleep. So generally speaking, coming into that 4th month of life, your baby has somewhat of a discernible pattern. They may be waking somewhat frequently overnight, but usually they'll wake up, get a feed, do whatever, and go back to sleep. And there's some sort of consistent pattern that seems more or less manageable. And then, all of a sudden, you will notice some really big disruption to their sleep. So maybe it's that they're waking up more frequently overnight. Oftentimes, it's that they're waking up and not able to go back to sleep. Sometimes you'll have a sudden big shift in your child's daytime sleeping patterns, something that's really obvious where you're like, whoa, what was that? Things were manageable before, they're no longer manageable now. You're probably in the 4-month sleep regression. So that's what it looks like. So I've described what it looks like. The next thing I want to talk about is what it is. The reason you're experiencing a shift in your child's sleep is because in the newborn state, babies only sleep in 2 stages of sleep, REM and non-REM sleep. They spend about 50% of their sleep time in each stage, but it's really erratic. It's not 50% and then 50%. It might add up to 50% for each, but it can be really chaotic and erratic in the newborn stage. Totally normal. And then as they shift into their 4th month of life and beyond, your child will go into a more adult-like pattern of sleep. And so what you're gonna notice is that they're, instead of just having REM and non-REM sleep, they're having various other stages. There's usually 5 stages of sleep that a baby goes through in order. And most importantly, when they finish each stage of sleep, they're gonna wake up. Just like you and me. We wake up overnight, we just don't really register it. Well, what's happening when the baby goes through the 4-month sleep regression is that they're waking up when they go from one sleep cycle to the next, and they are needing your help to get back to sleep. And suddenly they're more awake to the world, and again, really disruptive, not only to the baby's sleep, but also to the parent's sleep. So what can you do about it? A lot of parents are really intimidated by the 4-month sleep regression. They think once this shows up, their child's sleep is going to be irreparably damaged. Some families are actually looking for a time to teach their child to be an independent sleeper, to teach them how to sleep through the night or to be sleep trained. And they think the 4-month sleep regression is not the time they should do it. But actually, when your child shows you that they have gone through this shift and they've matured into more adult-like sleep, it's actually the perfect time to sleep train your child and to address any sleep issues that they've been having, because until your child learns how to fall asleep independently for naps and bedtime, they won't know how to put themselves back to sleep overnight. Now, one other thing that I will share with you, the 4-month sleep regression, the disruption associated with it typically passes within about 1 to 2 weeks. So even if you decide not to do any type of formal sleep training during this time, if you just wait things out, usually there will be an improvement. But a lot of families find that once this 4-month sleep regression occurs, their child really never goes back to sleeping how they did before. It might not be as bad as it is in the middle of the sleep regression, but there can be some interruption to their sleep over the long term to make sure that you address any sleep issues once you see that your child hits this sleep regression. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel.